Welcome everyone. I'm Yixiang, Project Coordinator for GigaBash, and it's great to have you guys here.
Hello, I'm Jin. Hopefully, you remember me from all the previous GigaBash premiere we have done. So the fact that you are watching yet another premiere from us means we have something new for you.
So today we'll be introducing two brand new characters to GigaBash.
And whoa, we know you have been asking for this on Discord, on Reddit. We have been listening, and boy, we have been cooking. It's, drumroll please, Gamera and Giran! Finally!
So we will be showcasing their abilities as well as dive a bit into the production of these characters.
But before all that, let's hit the trailer we have been making for so long. Drop it, guys!
That was an incredible trailer. Shout out to the team once again for their amazing work. As you guys can see, both Gamera and Giran from the Netflix series Gamera Rebirth are heading to GigaBash very soon. So Gamera has definitely been one of our most requested characters, and we're really excited to bring him in this DLC.
Yeah, we know you guys has been asking for Gamera for such a long time. And believe us, we also waited for such a long time for this moment to happen. Finally, with this update, Gamera is in GigaBash. Woo! Now, just like you said, Gamera Rebirth, a Netflix anime series. You should watch it, it's good. It introduces Gamera in a darker, more serious and cinematic tone, where in the year 1989, kaijus are appearing in Japan, causing destruction. We need some hero to save the world. And who are we gonna call? None other than Gamera to save the world.
Across the series, Gamera faces off different kaiju, including Giran, who makes a huge impression with its very distinctive head shape and unique fighting style. Giran is also one of Gamera's most unique foes, so we're really excited to see him in action in this DLC.
Alright, Xiang, I think that's enough talking from us. Let's get to the character showcase, where we show you what these two big guys is able to do in the world of GigaBash.
Gamera in the series is a living weapon, originally designed to exterminate humanity but is instead reprogrammed and becomes a guardian for humanity. In GigaBash, Gamera's moveset is inspired by his turtle-like form. His movements may be slow, but lethal when he's able to close the gap to his foes.
Yes, he might seem very slow, very sluggish, but when you're not paying attention, pow! You got hit by his turtle punch, and you are done for.
Jin, what do you tell us more about Gamera's moveset?
My pleasure. Let's start off with his block attack. So this is where Gamera discharges an electromagnetic shockwave around itself, stunning and shocking any enemies that dare to come close to the mighty turtle. This is a great defensive tool. It stops any opponents that are trying to hit you at any angle. Also, it's a great offensive tool. It stuns the enemy. And once they're stunned, you can follow up with his
special attack. For his special attack, Gamera fires a quick magma fireball that sets enemies aflame. If your enemies are jumping around and trying to outmaneuver you, a fireball to their face will surely put them in their place. Even better, when it is charged, Gamera fires an even bigger, badder fireball, a magma blaster. After a fiery explosion, Magma Blaster leaves a pool of burning flames wherever it lands, melting any opponent foolish enough to stand still.
Next up, we have his Air Special. This is where Gamera transforms into his flying form, firing plasma fireballs at enemies underneath the big turtle. Gamera will automatically aim and shoot at any evil kaiju in his sight. With this ability, Gamera turns into an automatic turret of justice, sending fiery judgment upon evil monsters.
For Gamera's ultimate, he engages his spinning jets at full power, spinning rapidly to form a plasma sphere around himself. Then, he zips around, dealing high damage and dragging along anything he touches. Hey, you can also fly around using his ultimate. Use this to catch opponents both on the ground and in the air. After they are caught in the sphere of awesomeness, boom! One final hit to send your opponents back to the ground. Next up, we have Giran, viciously fast and dangerously agile. This blade-headed kaiju slices through enemies and obstacles with ease. Giran's Rebirth incarnation is sleeker and more acrobatic than his older versions.
Yes, the show highlights his very flexible and extensive torso, his huge blade-like head that cuts through everything. He's very mobile and very deadly. Essentially, he's a flying sword with bad intentions. But why don't we see what he can actually do in the world of GigaBash?
First up, for Giran's block special, Giran jumps around and spins his blade before landing with great force. It can also be done backwards.
Next up, we want to highlight Giran's special. Just like in the Netflix show, he fires a skill shot forward. It also can be used in mid-air. And when it is charged, it will be fired continuously at high speed. Pew, 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 pew.
For his dash attack, Giran charges forward and impales the enemy, automatically grabbing them. You can then follow up with either a grab attack or a grab special, making it very versatile.
Finally, we have Giran's ultimate. This is where he spins ceaselessly, like an angry evil kaiju he is, somersaulting and slicing his enemies, before culminating in one final earth-rupturing blade slam.
Our team really put in a lot of effort when developing Gamera and Giran in GigaBash, as they are kaijus with very unique features. Let's hear from the team on what they think.
Working on Gamera, I realized there are several elements that make up Gamera's unique silhouette and shape. The more noticeable part would be the shell itself, and also comes with the triangular shape that runs from the very top all the way to the tip of the nose. And then we have the slightly stunted inward eyes and the fins on the side of the face. All these elements gives a distinct silhouette. GigaBash top-down gameplay, these elements become even more important, so I make sure they are clear and readable even from a distance away. I had a lot of fun working on such an iconic kaiju, and I'm truly honored to be able to bring in one of the greats into GigaBash.
I love animating Gamera. He's a very interesting character. So to animate it, we have to make sure to capture his strength. He looks strong, he moves strong. Therefore, his timing has to be kind of slower, heavier, and not too flexible. So then that bulkiness, it's part of his identity. One of the challenges that we faced was to trying to balance the heavy and powerful style with the very fast and dynamic gameplay of GigaBash. So we have to make sure to keep the character consistent with a good flow, a clear silhouette, and obviously a solid body mechanics. Fun fact, almost every Gamera skill is inspired from a scene in the Netflix series Gamera Rebirth. And I'm kind of wondering whether the fans will spot all of them. At the end of the day, Gamera really feels like this gigantic, powerful kaiju. He's tough, he's unstoppable, exactly how he should be.
Working on VFX for Gamera was both fun and challenging. His fireball needed to feel heavy, scorching hard, and explosive for impact. For his electromagnetic shockwave had to convey raw destructive energy that repels outward with force. It was a rewarding process, and we hope players can feel the full power of Gamera.
As this DLC is based on Gamera Rebirth, I started with research to really understand Giran's forms and details. The most striking feature is his head, shaped almost like a knife, which instantly gives him a very sharp and powerful look. The patterns reminded me of a Damascus Santoku blade, adding a unique layer of visual inspiration. Because of that distinctive feature, I decided to pay more attention of how the character will stretch and move in animation.
Giran is such a fascinating character to bring into GigaBash. We had great references from the Netflix series Gamera Rebirth, and the real joy was designing its attack and its movement. Giran is surprisingly agile, with springy and dynamic motion. So to capture that, we even used props like a slinky and our office cat Tongkwa as a reference. It was fun and oddly therapeutic. Of course, he still had to feel like a kaiju-sized sword with a quadrupedal beast. Powerful but never rubbery, so getting the right amount of weight and follow-through in each slam was a key. The biggest hurdle wasn't his design, but a tricky rotational issue with his finger, which needed endless tweaking to fix.
Creating VFX for Giran is really exciting process because his design is so distinct and also his attack is very different from Gamera. With a blade-like head as his main weapon, the effect have to emphasize sharpness, speed, and impact. I think the real challenge was figuring out how to deliver both his high agility and also the sharpness of his blade to VFX. For his slashing and spinning attack, we experimented with spark, shockwave, and blade flash with debris and dust bursts to show just how destructive each move could be. Balancing agility with power was tough, but seeing it all come together on the screen was incredibly satisfying. I hope the fans will feel the same intensity when they play him.
Okay, I think that's about it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you had a lot of fun. I know we did. So don't forget, GigaBash Gamera Rebirth DLC will come online across all platforms. That is, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Epic, Switch, and Stove. It will be online at 20th of November this year, 2025, at 7 PM Pacific Time.
And if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check out Gamera Rebirth on Netflix before the DLC drops. It provides the perfect background for all the action.
And I think that's a wrap for today. Don't forget to keep on gigabashing, and we'll see you in the arena. Bye guys!